Greetings, the Dutch. Some of you know me, a lot of you don't. Currently employed by the City of Detroit Department of Transportation in the capacity of a Senior Transportation Service Inspector, commonly referred to as a road supervisor. What brings me to make this video is last night we had two incidents. We had one where an operator was robbed and assaulted at gunpoint by two unknown youths. They also vandalized the fare box, attempted to break into it. Then we had another incident where another operator was assaulted, coach vandalized by a person wielding a hammer. Let me start out by saying that the comments that I make, they are mine alone. I'm not here representing any group, any entity. I am, as I stated, employed by the Detroit Department of Transportation, but these statements are mine and mine alone, and these viewpoints are mine and mine alone. I wanted to get that out of the way first. Something has got to change. Time and time again, in the course of my duties, I encounter violent incidents, assaults against operators who are out there just trying to earn a living, doing their job, doing what is expected of them. And it's at the point now where society has changed. It's truly changed. You've got out of control youths. You've got people who are desperate, people who don't have jobs. Something has got to change. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to have all the answers. There are some people who would feel that, okay, let's give everybody a gun. Let's give all the bus drivers guns. Okay, yes, that's a solution. Is it the correct solution? I say no. What you want to do in a case like this is you want to minimize the city's liability. You can't have operators out there shooting people for no reason. You have people like me who are road supervisors. We get calls. Typically, I would say on average 70 to 80% of the time we get there before any law enforcement gets there. So a lot of times we're out there to assist the operator with a violent, possibly impaired by drugs or alcohol, possibly mental person who will tell you, I don't care, call the police. And unfortunately, we live in a city where police response is, I'm sure they're doing the best job that they can. But police response, in my experience, has not been the best when it comes to transit calls. I'm not saying every call the police response is slow. I'm not saying every call police response is super fast. But it's something that's got to change. We had Wayne County sheriffs out there. They made a difference. They weren't perfect. Nobody's perfect. They weren't perfect. But in my opinion, and this is my opinion alone, in my opinion, they served a purpose that was very, very, very helpful when it came to responding to scenes on the incidents, crime incidents on the coach, to investigating incidents, to canvass areas after crime incidents. They did a job. Don't get me wrong. This is not an indictment of the Detroit Police Department. They do have. But either we need to get more resources, we need to get Wayne County back. We need to create our own private security force. We need to have a dedicated transit detail. Not just some Wayne County sheriffs, Detroit police officers who are just assigned to, okay, this is my priority, which is going to be the coach. A lot of the major metropolitan cities, the best one that comes to mind is New York. They have a dedicated transit unit. They have a transit department. That's all they do, is they ride the transit system. They secure the transit system. They are the ultimate authority. Now, I'm sure that New York has far more resources than Detroit has, but we've got to do something. We can not continue to just, okay, now I'm making this video because I had 2 incidents last night. But there have been, this has been happening for years. And we tend to be like coach passengers. And those TEOs out there can relate to this. People will be angry because the bus didn't show up, because the bus was late. They were late for work. Bus broke down. They're angry then. And they're spewing all kind of expletives, and they're mad, and they fussing at the bus driver. They fussing when the service inspector gets there. And we tell them, file a complaint. Make a formal complaint so that these issues can be addressed. But what do? Most of the times, they get home, they get to their destination. That's all they wanted to do. All they want to do is get home. So now the next day comes. Oh, well, yeah, I made it home. I made it home safe. Okay. I'm not going to worry about it. But the one thing that's certain, someone has got to start making noise. And when I say making noise, I'm not talking about just making frivolous statements. Something has to be done, because it has gotten out of hand. When you cannot drive a coach from point A to point B without a fear of being robbed, stabbed, sexually assaulted, verbally abused, and all of that, there's something wrong with that picture. Yeah, like I said, society itself has changed. It's a societal issue. Can we fix society? Probably not. But we are society. So it has to start with us. It has to start somewhere.